Who cares? Mama. Or eat some shit.
Oh, yes. Bad news. Mr. Cameron has decided there should be a ban on internet pornography. What are you going to do? That means we will no longer be able to look at pictures like this. Oh, wait a minute. Is this wise? He hasn't banned it yet. How about this? Oh, I see what you mean. Yes.
That is.
And it's going to get back. Actually, a one-off Lamborghini based on a guy. It's called the Selfish. It's not called the Selfish. It is. It's called the Egoista. It's Italian for selfish. Anyway, you won't be able to see that, and nor will you be able to see this. Well, in what way is that pornography?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, this is a true story, okay? A friend of mine has a website, a backdrop. Now, in various offices and workplaces that have this porn filter on the internet, okay, orange is picked up as a skin tone, which of course it is in Cheshire, yeah? So it will just see that as a naked lady with a sort of vajazzle in the shape of a Renault badge. And it won't let anyone see it.
So Mr. Cameron's porn filter is just going to stop us looking at things that are orange.
Yeah, David Dickinson's had it. He's gone.
Who in the heck is that?
I think it's a bit more sophisticated than that. I think it looks for words and things as well, you know, on search engines. That's
So certain words.
Yeah, obviously.
Volvo.
Eh?
That's a bit closer.
Oh, I see. So it's like you.
What about futsaloids?
No, you might be
Are we
going
going to be able to see it? Salary?
Bell helmet.
No.
Oh, look at that.
You know, we were doing Africa Special last year, and I got my BMW stuck on that termite map thing, and I said, right, James, you reverse onto me and Hammond tug me off from behind.
That won't be showing up on iPlayer.
No, Mr. Cameron, don't man it.
Can I move it on now? Now, last week I asked if you would send in photographs of Jeremy on his new bicycle. Because, well, I didn't expect to get anything because frankly I didn't believe he bought a
I
bicycle.
have.
Well,
I have.
do you know, I now believe you. I know you have because somebody has sent in a picture. And here he is, Jeremy, on his bicycle.
An actual monkey on a bicycle. Oh, that's actually a really thing.
It's working. You're losing weight. It's you trimming down.
That's not my bike. I haven't got stabilizers. Otherwise, it's pretty accurate. To move on.
New supercar launched recently. This is the one I'm interested in, this Ferrari. That has, yeah, indeed, it has an 800 horsepower V12. It has a curse system like Formula One car. It's going to cost around £1 million, but I think they've got a bit of a problem with the name because they called it La Ferrari.
Oh, sorry, what's wrong with that?
No, but that's the model name. And La Ferrari means the Ferrari, so that's the Ferrari, the Ferrari.
That makes no sense.
Now, Mazda and Alfa Romeo have announced they're going to do a joint project to make a small sports car. Mazda will call theirs the MX-5. Alfa will call theirs the Spider. Trouble is, Alfa Romeo once did this in the past. They teamed up with Nissan. Remember this?
Yes.
They teamed up with Nissan. And we thought, what a great plan. Alfa does the styling and the engine, and then Nissan builds it. But they did it the other way around.
Yeah, they did.
It was the stupidest decision in history.
This is what we got, ladies and gentlemen. The Arna.
What the hell is that?
Styled by Nissan, built by Alfa Romeo.
I would not mind having that.
To Peter Crouch and Abby Clancy. And
That's
say,
cute.
Abby, you take the penalty, and then Peter, you model the key. It's that idiotic.
It couldn't be more wrong. So,
It's not bad looking.
this
I'd buy it.
Spider.
Yeah.
Job one, make sure Mazda does
Yes.
it.
Mazda do the build. Alfa do the styling, engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alfa do the engine and styling, but welding, soldering, doing up the bolts.
Yes.
That's Mazda's job.
Yes.
I really do want to see this Alfa Mazda. That's something
I
they
think
should be
an
working on.
MX-5 Spider joint venture, that could be
That'd be pretty neat to see.
what I really want is like Pagani. They've got a new car out. Except they sort of haven't because it's yet another version of the Zonda. Their old car, there it is.
And what's new about that?
Not a lot, really, apart from the price. It's now £2.3 million.
What?
2.3 million?
What, for a second-hand car?
Yeah.
get a cheap one for 1.3 mil US.
Kona Volcano. Here it is.
What the?
You do that publicity photo.
That doesn't look that bad.
Oh, bless my shop. I love that very much. Not sure about the car though. They say it has a V12.
I gotta upload some more vids this week to be happy. So yeah, I gotta make some more vids. I'm making more vids. That's all I'm doing right now. Well,
And we'll go 217 miles an hour. No, the reason I brought this car up is their chief design director. His name is Samuel Chuffart.
Give her.
Jump fart. That's no one. Chuff fart. That could be as Charles Peugeot. Is that a bus or a truck? Yep, trash truck. Give me trash is here. Wow, trash is early today. You can control on 8 or oh. Uh-oh. There goes the police. Uh-oh. The police are here. Police are coming.
Chuffart.
There's a man with fond memories of his school. Every register, oh no, it's got a Christian on next. Chuffart. The naughty never wore off for him.
No, apparently he worked at Jaguar for a while. Not sure what happened there. I think they probably had to let him go. So now he's ended up in Italy because that is an Italian firm actually making the car in China. Can you imagine what the wiring's going to be like?
Chef fart in Italian probably means hat penis anyway.
We actually
I'm up on bids. I can't.
call up this company and say, can you tell us more about the car? I'm not
So I had the chief or it had to be the chief's car or the it was the chief of the detective's car because they are the ones that only in town that have the Impalas.
He probably just answers the phone with the words, "Yes, that is my name." Let's clear the air on that.
That's how that picture came about. Someone there's a
Who would actually? I think the chief's last name was as far as you could change it.
This is the McLaren P1 because this is just shy of a million quid, so it's almost a bargain.
Yeah.
So 2 hours, I'm leaving.
903 horsepower engine. 903. What fascinates me is there's a wing that comes out of the back of it, which has got DRS on it. You know what DRS is with in Formula One? You know, if you've got 903 horsepower, when did you ever think, right, I need more straight line speed, I'll deploy the DRS wing?
Well, it could happen. All that post office time is getting a shift on. I'll deploy DRS.
No. You will need that, your DRS, when you come across me in the Ferrari, because it's got a curve system. When you deploy it and use the electric bit as well, 963 horsepower.
And is that all going to the rear wheel?
Yes, it is.
Hang on a minute, that's broadly the same amount of power you get from a Bugatti Veyron, which is almost exactly twice as heavy as the Ferrari, and it has. That's going to be an handful.
Yes.
Yes, it will be.
I want to go in it. I really want to go.
I really want to go.
Thinking that would be an epic.
Oh crap! I gotta do something real quick.
Anybody want to see that?
I want to do that. Yes, I want to do
Matt actually got to do it. Drive it.
Yeah, I want to do that.
But you know, people often come up to us and say, when will Top Gear end?
About 3 minutes after us three have set off.
Yeah. Fireball.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to see that?
I seen Grand Tour. Grand Tour didn't look well.
Can I talk, please, if you don't mind, about potholes? Out where I live, in Herefordshire, I came to work the other day on my bike, and I hit a pothole. It was vast. I shot up about 15 feet in the air off the bike. By the time I was coming back down, the bike had hit the opposite wall. It bounced up. Net result, as I was coming down, it leapt up and headbutted me in the plums. And that's why I was late to the office, because I had to stop by the side of the road.
Oh, that looks appropriately.
So let's just get this straight. You're standing by the side of a presumably busy main road, rubbing your testes.
It let the trousers. Yeah, come to think of it. If you saw that, that's what was going on.
I would love to see.
I don't like electric boot closing. You know, you hit the
With you on that. What was Matty slamming the boot with?
So instead of doing that, it's just the idea is you press the button and then the boot sets off and you can get in your car. But it's so slow. By the time
I
you
mean-
get in your car, them easy.
Okay, listen to me. Electric trunks, okay? Oh, I mean, if you have an SUV, okay, like you know how if you have those vans, you know, if you have a van, okay, you're an older person or a short person. No offense to people who are short. You push a button, it's easy for it to shut. But if you're an older, tall person like that, you don't need that. They have a handle you can use to go down or a strap. With older cars, some cars had the foot boot, but some people don't need them. I mean, me, I don't need them. I mean, if your hands are full, yeah, to open it, but not to shut it.
Or worse, it's going, and then it detects you shopping in the boot. It thinks that could be a child. Oh, look, it's a packet of dog biscuits. It's not a baby. Airbag in 3. Fire the airbag! Modern cars are deeply irritating because of the electronics. I tell you what, though, the pothole is not the problem. It's a pothole that's been repaired by a British worker, Johnny. Look at this, okay? Look at that. You stand back and go, yes, I've done a good job there.
Those the hole's filled.
For a solution, they need to design like a liquid, that you just pour in to potholes everywhere, and then it sets, so it's self-level, and it's set up.
Why could you not do that? It is a brilliant idea. So there we are.
It's called concrete.
My cheese sauce.
It's called concrete.
James, you know I said that we got more mature in this series. You've got straight to dementia.
No. Cheese sauce. When I make cheese sauce, I always make too much, like everybody does. So there's like a quarter of an inch in the bottom of the pan. And when you get up the next day, that bit is so hard, you either throw the pan away or you treat that as the new bottom of the pan. So put that in the hole. Cheese sauce. Your uncle. We solved it.
For the concrete?
Oh, God. How has the world managed without us for the last few months?
I don't know what I'm doing anymore on this channel. I seriously don't. The only thing I know is I'm making numbers. Put up videos I haven't put up and I made a few weeks ago, putting them up finally. That's all I'm really doing. Put up some old videos I had made a while back. Finally I got a chance to put them up finally. And they're about a week or two old, which I've been having a problem with the camera, so yeah.
Honey, you should Squarespace that.
I don't like this commercial. Stupid. That's an old TV station. If I had the money, I'd do it.
Right, the news, and of course we have been off the air for a while.
God, and he's such a chap.
Yeah, where is he?
I don't know, in the audience, to make people read it, maybe people may
That Vietnam thing he bought. Oh, that's pretty. I wish I had one of those, but I don't want to go to Vietnam.
You wearing that for bed?
Yeah. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton. He's done it. World champion. What a man. Or twice on that trot. Yeah. Still, never mind, Lewis. Next year, third time lucky.
Why do we record this on a Wednesday?
I've no
If we
idea.
did it on a Sunday, we'd know that by now.
Oh no, it's just the end of the world. I tell you what, if we recorded on a Sunday, we'd know who'd won Strictly Come Dancing, and then we could tell everybody. Now, okay, there's been a financial crisis. Is it the first time you've heard of it?
Here comes Crash.
In essence, as far as I can work out, is that I think because we were off the air, everyone got bored. So banks started lending money they hadn't got to other banks that gave the non-existent money to Mexicans in Southern California who couldn't pay it back. And now, as a result of that, the cars are all worthless. I think what I've done there is summarise the financial crisis quite well. Nicely. I was having a dinner the other night with a man, and we were talking about the financial problems, and he said he bought a Volkswagen Phaeton, okay, the 5-litre V10. Paid £60,000 for it 18 months ago, just been offered 17. How? That's £85 a day depreciation on a Volkswagen.
You can feel that.
You wake up in the morning, £85 worse off than how we started here.
like
9 minutes left for another video. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The Aston Martin the Advantage, a nice one, £88,000 list price.
Yeah.
We don't think we've got one of these. Actually.
Yeah, we do. It's, hang on, it's not. No, it's the Clarkson.
That's it. I mean,
My room is a little dirty, guys, but I'm still cleaning it off and on. Clean it off and on.
no, a car just like yours, the one you've got. It was £88,000 new with a few extras on it. Guess how much that was worth a year later? Go on. 44,000.
Oh, it's value gold. Yeah. Oh, it's everyone here got a V8 Vantage. Oh, well, you're all better as a result.
Has anybody here got a vanquish?
Here?
Yeah.
No, because they're here, James.
That's very good. That's
Wondering if we got it.
£75,000. Guess how much that car was worth after 10,000 miles? Guess how much you got for it?
No idea.
£50,000. Yeah.
So that means if his nearest shop is 2 miles away and he pops out for a pint of milk, that's 50 quid.
Yeah.
Pint. What's a pint?
£50.
That's £50 in depreciation. That doesn't include, tyre wear, petrol, insurance, milk.
No, you see, I get my milk from the back of a cow. It's much cheaper.
Tobacco, that's not milk.
I'm not going to level up.
That's shit. It's crap.
Just Aston's, okay, Mercedes-Benz CL600, big coupe,
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah.
How much do you think it's worth now?
Well, it depends on a million things. Like, is it baby diarrhea brown?
No, it's black.
That's 1 million miles.
No, it's done 30,000 miles.
So a 4-year-old, they were 100 grand, those things. About 4 years ago, about 100 grand?
Yep.
So £100,000, 4 years old, 30,000 miles in black, with extras, 50.
55.
16. 16.
16,000.
16.
£16,000.
I'm giving you 16 and a half.
I'll go 17.
Yeah, $17,000 for Mercedes. That's cheap. It costs $120,000 US. Okay, if it's 100,000 pounds, it's like $120,000 US. I can get for I can get me a Mercedes for 20 grand US. That's a damn good deal for a Mercedes. You know, the car's 10 years old. That's a good deal. I mean, no offense, I don't want a Mercedes. I wouldn't want a Mercedes. I would want a Ford. I'd give me a Ford, a Chevy, or I give me a Ford, a GM, or a Chrysler, or a PSA. Ooh, a Citroen HY. Wait, Citroens are now legal in the U.S. again because of one particular reason. PSA merged with Fiat Chrysler. Fiat Chrysler and PSA merged. So we got Peugeot, we got Citroen, we got Ford, Dodge, Chevy. PSA merged with Chrysler, so that means we got Fords. No, we got Peugeot, Citroen, Chrysler, Dodges, Plymouth, Fiat, and Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, and some other things we got too. I can't think else that they own. Yeah, but the PSA merged.
Because we're the best one in the world, and I do wish you all the best, but I think, frankly,
Are you saying that all British sports car manufacturers will optimistically set up in a shed and think they can do better than Porsche go bust?
for like TBR,
Yes. Yes.
Strap Carrot,
Yes. 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 Yes.
Ginetta.
No.
But Ginetta's still going.
They are. Well,
Well, they was.
Jeanette, I never heard of the car company.
Reading reports in the papers this week, okay, and in Shropshire, somebody went to one of those speed cameras, put a tyre over it, a blanket over the top of the whole ensemble, and then poured petrol on it and set it alight, okay? Fire brigade spokesman said it was, and I'm quoting, a deliberate attack. Now, listen, a lot of, in the current financial crisis, okay, a lot of people won't be going on holiday next year to the Caribbean or indeed anywhere even remotely exotic. But don't worry, because I think I've come up with a solution for you. Check it out. It's a company in the Isle of Wight that's modified a Citroen by fitting it with a cat. Yeah. You know, it costs £19,000.
What's that? Is that a window? Or do you sort of unzip it, finally, and put your head through? Look, I've come as a Citroen.
This is all those things that Ponty's got. Okay, stick your face through the citron. For £19,000.
For a citron costume.
And it only has one bed.
Oh.
Unfortunately, then that means you can't have one. I'm sorry.
What, because I've got too much dignity?
No, Fatty, you can do it.
Oh, interesting. I'm not bothered about that because Honda has made an even better car, right? Here it is. Now check that out.
What? How does that work?
Well, basically these things, the silver things, can move up and down and operate the legs so we're going upstairs or even walking on level ground. Now guess who this is aimed at?
Well, I'm guessing people with disabilities with legs. That would be a
No.
That's a clever
Wrong.
technology.
Wrong. It's aimed at the able-bodied.
Well, why?
That's for rather a robot. You don't even have to walk to the chip shop anymore. Now you just carry it on there.
What's the point in that?
So how fast does it go?
Don't know.
Because I was at school in Rotherham, and I could have done with that in cross country.
If you had one of those, mate, I'd love to have the remote control for it.
Captain Blur.
He's not in the scissor factory, you'll hurt yourself.
You'll kick yourself in the nuts.
I want to get 100.
Yeah.
That's
Now, Jeff Hoon, okay?
That's too hard.
Transport minister, yes. And he announced this week that he wants to have more average speed cameras on the roads, okay? Because he says they're good for safety and they reduce fuel consumption. Now, this is the same Jeff Hoon who, when he was Defence Secretary, said, and I'm quoting, we know that Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction.
So you must be right about the speed cameras as well, then.
Yes, absolutely. I'll tell you what he's done, okay, because he claims he goes on the M1 a lot in those roadworks. You know, junction 6, 8, they're up there. They've been doing them for, since 1850.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just been doing average speed cameras on that. And he says, well, there you are, you see, there's hardly been any accidents. That's because the roads are jammed up, not moving. Then you can't crash when you're stationary.
Soon we'll be able to have that Tory transport bloke.
Whose name is? Who?
It's a funny name for a man.
Teresa Villiers. How can you know that?
Because he is Teresa.
Because there's only a finite amount of space for information in your head. So you've got to what's come out.
Dressed properly.
Well done, Teresa. So it's actually this man's a woman. I think that's fascinating because she hasn't really done any policies across them either.
Well, not in the Burma, obviously.
So we've had to come up with some of our own. A better system than the average speaker. Okay. Look at this. So this is real. This is in Denmark. Look what they're doing there.
Oh. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 50K in Denmark? Oh, that's not legal.
Give me one good reason why that won't work.
You'd slow down.
I'd slow right down. Once again, Top Gear rides to the rescue of the nation.
That's not appropriate. If that's in Denmark, I would like to get my head examined. That's just wrong.
Here it is. It's a striking looking thing, I know. And I think it goes to show just how in tune with the times Aston Martin are. It is a car for the moment. 10.3 litres in the world.
Oh, I'm glad about that. I must get 100 calls a day from people saying, I've got to have at least 7.3 litres of Tosca. That's what I want right now.
Very much off the moment, absolutely. Price 1.2 million.
Oh, literally this morning, 30 people called up. I'm not spending a penny more than 1.2 mil on the next car.
Aston got it bang on, right? Because as we know, the world is full of stockbrokers desperate for something to blow their enormous bonus on. And there it is.
Pretty soon, Aston Martin are going to be selling more key rings than they are cars. Making more money from them.
Actually, they say that that 100 potential customers have written to them to express their interest.
100.
515 views after 12 hours.
Great news. They've done an off-road version of the Dacia Sandero. That's the Dacia, baby.
What the hell are you on about?
It's Dacia. It's a Dacia. I know it says right. I just said that. Have you got a beard in your ears as well? Why do ginger people always grow more of it on their face?
Can I just ask? Did you see the show last week? Will Young was the guest. And I don't know if anybody else noticed, but when he first sat down, Jeremy was not really bothered. He didn't know his name. He didn't know what to talk. Next minute, he's going all doe-eyed looking at him, talking about interior design. Oh, well, I love cushions as well. I'm having my house done. Well, you get a minute, then lovely, Will.
Are you suggesting Will Young is gay?
Yeah, he is.
Kidding?
Yes. To be honest, it was beautiful to watch.
I don't know if Will Young is. I still don't know. I know RuPaul. I like me RuPaul. Before me, anyone stupid. I like me. I wouldn't mean. What's his name? RuPaul wouldn't mean him because he does a lot. I'd say, hey, you do a lot. If you don't, what you do is pretty good. I mean, RuPaul is pretty good at what he does. Just like that. I don't watch him that much, but I do give RuPaul credit. Damn, was that in Michigan?
You can have any colour you like for a fiver.
Actually, you can go in with that jacket. Well, maybe not. You could go with this shirt, and you could say, I want that colour, but a bit more orange, and then scan it with the thing.
Exactly. And it's just not good enough now. Okay, look at this. What I've got here is the Audi brochure, okay, for the A8, a £70,000 car. Okay?
So about 80 grand US.
There you go.
They printed it in black and white.
That's it, okay? For an extra £2,400, they will paint it in any colour you like from that chart.
That's just a spectrum.
Yes.
Oh, sir wants it in the visible light, does
There
he?
you go. So if you want your car in colour, £2,400. If you want it in black and white, it's just ridiculous.
Well, what you need to do, look, is
Get a used car.
X5, because they understand this problem. They have a special range which they call BMW Individual. The higher your standards, the less room there is for compromise. As an upshot of that, they offer it in black, silver, and black.
Gentlemen, you're getting all hot on the tweed colours about this. Can I just say, I know a little bit about this, and the reason that car manufacturers, well, they have to plan their paint colours years in advance because they have to test to make sure that each colour works on the plastic, say, of the bumpers, and on the metal of the body, on those two materials that come out the same.
Right, what you say, it has to be the same colour, whether it's on plastic or metal?
Yes.
No, because I was painting my sitting room the other day, and the paint was exactly the same colour on the wall as it was on the wooden skirting board, and on my hand, and on the sole of the shoe, and subsequently on the stair carpet, all exactly the same colour. I really want to show you this. This is the Mercedes CLK. Can you see down here? These are soft top fabric, okay?
Yeah.
You want to know what it says underneath? Cabriolet only.
Oh.
On my hard top. Now, in a couple of weeks, James is doing his first ever supercar test out on our track. Okay? So to be honest, James is not the fastest driver in the world, nor does he have the best sense of direction. So before letting him loose on our track, we thought it would be a good idea for him to get some training. So we said to him, James, go anywhere you like. Okay, you train, just not Finland.
I can't believe he got to drive that Zonda. It is my all-time favourite supercar. It's just that mixture of sheer lunacy and engineering.
You could have driven it. You were given the choice, drive the Zonda or sell fish for a northern supermarket, and you chose the fish.
But you can't seriously prefer the Zonda to the Bugatti.
I do, because the Zonda's got some pantomime to it. The Bugatti's just too controlled. It's like sitting in a physics lesson.
Were you watching that drag race?
Yes.
Did you see what the physics lesson did to your pantomime game?
Yes.
You don't know what it is.
But hang on, if you just listen for a moment, what's that I'm not hearing?
Anyone not hearing that as well?
Is anybody else not hearing the Zonda being taken round the track by the stick for a lap?
I wonder if it's got anything to do with what happened this morning when it arrived. Here we go. First corner, the very first corner. What's that coming out of there?
It's a bit like smoke.
That's smoke. Yes, see, it's a proper supercar. It didn't just come down to the track and go around like a robot and be boring. It came to the track and exploded immediately. That's what supercars do. It's proper.
Even as we speak, several stylish Italian mechanics are looking at the engine in the Zonda, hoping they can coax some life into it. And maybe, just maybe later on, we'll be able to bring you a lap of that as well. Zonda versus Bugatti.
We'll see. We'll sort it out. Right now, we've always thought there's absolutely no reason for anyone to own a Peugeot.
Hang
See?
No. Has got anyone here got a Peugeot?
Yeah.
Why? Who said yes? There, why have you got a Peugeot? It was given to you.
Yeah, that's the reason.
What sort of Peugeot is it? 306. They're lovely. No, really, apart from being given one, I can't think of a similar reason.
Well, the thing is, Peugeot decided to address this, and the thing they have with this, it's the partner TP.
That looks like shit.
No, bear with me.
Wait, we can buy those here soon.
They fitted it with a roof box, which kind of goes inside over the seats like that. And they say it's ideal for storing long, thin things, like a surfboard.
Or dildo.
What they're saying is, if you are a surfer who wants a car with a loft, you can keep your surfboard in.
Yeah, are there any surfers here? Yes, there are. Who's a surfer? Do you like to keep it dry? Because that's what it's how many surfers are there? When I get my surfboard wet, it's
not going well.
How much they go for is the question.
But Peugeot fans, this has a big brother called the Expert TP. There it is. No. Listen, they say that this is designed for the family, the 3-children family, where one child plays a drum kit, one plays a tuba, and one plays a double bass.
Well, they're not actually that specific.
Yes, they are.
Well, what sort of band are those kids in, anyway? Must be the National Youth Salvation Army Dixieland Jazz Band Orchestra of Great Britain.
Why is it called the TP that fascinates me? That's the Americans are going to come and steal it and let you build a casino where it used to be.
How much is it?
Oh, I don't care. I just couldn't give a damn. If your sister gives you one of those, just say no, right? You know Boris Johnson, okay?
Way back
was driving around behind a bus this week. I took a photograph of the message he's put on it. Okay, this is from the Mayor of London, and it says, amazing! Changing gears at lower roads reduces your CO2 emissions and saves you money. I was then reading GQ magazine, okay, a road test here of a Ferrari 430, and it says, the essence of it, in my view, is not to change up until you hit about 6,000 revs. This was written by somebody called Boris Johnson.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
The slippers?
Yeah.
Are they red?
Of course they're red. Oh, big news. Is it the Dacia Sandero?
No. It's the European car of the year 2008 is the replacement for the Vauxhall Vectra. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vauxhall Insignia.
You had to look that up, then.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called.
Well, the weird thing is, the 3 of us were being driven around in one of these last week, and they was absolutely not just
Seriously, I was in that with back and forth the show we were doing for 3 days, and I thought it was a Renault. I can remember one thing about it: it had very hard seats.
Yes, it did.
that. Actually, you can't criticize those because a German panel of seat experts.
A what? There's a German
Panel of seat experts.
and I've invited them all to your house for Christmas.
Oh, God. Where did you put them? Have a single stand up. They have voted to give it their coveted accolade for the quality of the seats. They've praised the quality.
Oh, that's rubbish. It's like those people that say you've got to eat natural yogurt because it's good for you. It's not, and you get those people go, I like a hard bed, it's good for your spine. It isn't.
I hate
I
hard.
do like a hard
No, sorry, Richard. Can anyone think of one thing in the world which is better hard than soft?
Yeah, I can say it.
What? Ice.
Ice, yummy. Hey, want to myself. Throw up myself. That's all.
Yeah, well, thanks for getting us out of that one, mate.
Right, now, can we move on?
Yeah, absolutely.
The news. It's great news, ladies and gentlemen. It's news to warm the hearts of nations. Jeremy Clarkson has lost his voice.
Good news is that we can talk about whatever we like and say what we like. So no, let's yeah, whatever. So let's get on with the news. And I thought we'd start this week with talking about this magazine called Heat. Oh, yeah. Every year they do a survey in which they ask the whole world to tell them their sort of weirdest crush, their strangest, creepiest, oddest, most ridiculous person to fancy. And, well, do you want to guess he's won it, ladies and gentlemen? Number one, weird crush. And the other thing that in the same magazine, this is actually quite poetic in the romance because he's in the same magazine as his boyfriend. He loves him so much. So I'm really kidding. You should share magazine space with your boyfriend.
You know what he did the other day when he started his voice? He came into the office and you heard Will's new single. It's fantastic.
Yeah, he loves it. He went on about it all the time. I love Bill's new song.
I just say,
Oh, it speaks. Also, it squeaks. Is it?
no.
Oh, that's just a noise. Are you deflecting? What was that? Synthetic saliva. You
It
need.
means that I have just a few minutes of speaking.
Oh, so you need more saliva. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've no doubt we can apply to that.
Shut your dicky face.
How do you know it's synthetic and isn't just something? What is that noise you're making?
See his eye? He's got the biggest eye infection I've ever seen. And it's starting to look like a mutant.
Has it come to this? I'm working with these two. This isn't a television program anymore, it's a colony.
I tell you what, instead of putting abuse on each other, why, excuse me, why don't we do the news?
Yes, let's do the news.
Good news, okay? We haven't been asked to do the commentary on the Formula One coverage on the BBC next year.
Yeah, it's a relief.
No, it's good news. What they've got, they've brought Martin Brundle over from ITV. That's fantastic. We'll be able to watch the slow march of his trousers up his stomach. They've got Eddie Jordan. He's going to be a pundit. That's fantastic. Eddie's a great guy. David Coulthard, though, is the other pundit, and that worries me because I think that means that on lap 2 of every race, the tail will suddenly go off. Or it can just fall off the stand for no reason.
Apparently, they've got Murray Walker involved.
They have Murray Walker going back to the BBC.
Yes. Yeah. No, listen.
It's his good news.
Did you know that he's 84?
I know we'll be going to Silverstone going, we're all treating an hour and a half.
Ferrari's pulled in for their first pit stop. Let's go over to Murray Walker. Murray, can someone change me back? It's full again.
See?
At 84, to be commentating on F1, that's pretty cool. You're not the commentating on anything.
I just thought, okay, we'll move on. You know the Duchess of York, okay, Sarah Ferguson. She recently sold her Jaguar, which has ended up in the hands of a Cowie, Steve Coulson, 31 of the North somewhere. He's gone to the papers because he found that she's left all the addresses she's been to in the sat-nav still programmed into the system. He's saying, okay, what if I'd been a terrorist? This car is a suicide bomber's dream. Now, one of the addresses in there, Windsor Castle. Another. I think some people know where those things are.
No, don't laugh. This is a national security nightmare. Also, he has inadvertently made himself the world's most hunted man because I'm presuming he looked at this.
Yeah. He knows where Windsor Castle.
Well, every terrorist organisation in the world is going to be after him for his leaking. I think there's only one decent course of action here. Behaviour on. Well, assuming he has destroyed it now, that's fine. He has read it. Therefore, he must kill himself and take his knowledge to the world.
Now, as a new mini convertible, it's got better engines, bigger boot. But the thing that caught my eye is it's fitted with something called an openometer. I'm not making this up.
Oh, what odometer?
Which tells you how much you've driven it with the roof off.
Well, what's the point in that? You must have a dial that tells you how many times you've driven it through Leicester.
Well, it's important to know how many miles you drove with the roof up and how many you drove with the roof down. That's no sense.
Well, it isn't, but do you remember Chevrolet on the early Corvettes? They had a little dial that showed you how many revs the engine had done. New revs, yeah.
Well, I got that at 5,000 RPM. It would have to be wider than the car just to get the pilot.
Well, I worked it out for my old Porsche, actually. It was
What?
my old Porsche was 25 years old. I worked out that it had done 8.4 times 10 to the 8 revs.
You worked that out for your car. You spent time. Wow, so you must actually have done everything there is to do in the whole world to get to the bottom of the list of everything a human being can do. What's it like on the top of Everest? Is it good?
It's all right.
I went to a dinner party the other day, and I sat next to a girl who said she couldn't believe that James May was still single.
There's your answer. There's your answer.
Anyway, look, tough times for car makers, as we know. They're all in really, really deep. Over there, I've arrived to the point where I can't say
You really have to take his mess. Yes.
Okay, now they've resorted to offering incredibly long test drives to people just to get them into the showroom, okay? Lexus will lend you a car for 48 hours, 2 days. BMW say you can go in one of their cars for 100 miles. Peugeot, 24 hours.
Peugeot.
Peugeot.
Are they surprised when people bring it back after 24 minutes?